Hey everyone, welcome to Biology 2416 with me, Dr. D, during summer of 2024. This is an orientation video for you if you are in one of my two summer classes, either Biology 2416 Section 83300 or my other section, Biology 2416 83701. I've got two of you classes going on at the same time here. I just want to welcome both sections of Biology 2416. Welcome to the course. This is an orientation video for you, so I'm going to be going through the syllabus and I'm going to be going through the eCampus course as well, so you are well oriented as to what you need to do and how you need to complete the course material so that you're successful this summer. Again, welcome, and let's go ahead and get started.
Dr. D, Dr. D, Dr. D. Dr. D, Dr. D, Dr. D. Dr. D, Dr. D, Dr. D. Explain stuff.
First, navigate to dallascollege.edu and then go up here to the top right, online tools, click there, and you want eCampus. Access my courses now. You'll have to put in your credentials. You want to access summer 2024. And again, like I mentioned, you're either going to be in my Biology 2416 83300 section, or you are in my 83701 section. Either way, the instructions are going to be the same throughout this orientation video. And again, I welcome you to the course. Now, let's go ahead and click on this one, the 83300 section. They're both identical. So whatever I go through in this section, it applies to the other. And this is what you're going to see. This is our eCampus course. Now, what you're going to see here on the top bar are content. This is your main, the main tab you're going to use to reach your lecture material, your lab material, all the assignments are going to be found under the content tab, as well as your syllabus. And this orientation video is going to be found under the content tab. So that's probably the most common tab you're going to use this summer semester. Next to it are announcements. The announcements also appear here on the right side of your screen. And I'll be putting up announcements every week, giving you updates and things like this. And then don't worry about the activities tab here. You're probably going to just, you can reach all the activities through the content tab. But you do want to reach here, the grades tab. See the grades tab so you can see what your grades are at any point in time. So most likely, the only three tabs you're going to need are content, announcements, and grades. So let's go ahead and click on the content tab here. I'm clicking on it. There we go. And you'll notice that the first link here under the table of contents is the syllabus and the orientation video. This orientation video I'm shooting right now is going to appear under this link right underneath the syllabus tab here. But let's click on the syllabus first. And again, it doesn't matter which section you're in, it's identical. So let's click on the syllabus and let's go through the syllabus together. Now here is your syllabus for Biology 2416 Genetics. My name is Dr. D, but formally I'm Dr. Shahab Shan Danish. If you want to reach me, please email me directly at my email address here, sdanish@dallascollege.edu. And our YouTube channel for this course is this YouTube channel I've put together, Dr. D Explains Stuff. Again, this is Genetics, Biology 2416. You are in one of the two sections that I mentioned earlier. This is a summer-long semester, and it spans from June 3rd, Monday, June 3rd, all the way through August 8th. And everything needs to be completed by midnight, before midnight on August 8th. This is a self-paced course. This means that you don't have firm due dates. You just need to make sure that you have submitted everything before August 8th. And please, please, please don't wait till August 8th to start submitting things. I have had students in the past wait till August 8th, and say, oh, my computer doesn't work, or I don't have internet, or something happened. Unfortunately, if you wait until the last day of school to do things, even if you don't have an internet connection, even if the server's down, even if whatever, I can't really work with you. So please, when you have a self-paced course, it's kind of a blessing and a curse, right? You can work at your own pace without being stressed out, but at the same time, you can't procrastinate. You can't leave things to the end, okay? So what I'm trying to say is please, please, please make sure to get everything done before August 8th, because even if aliens come down from outer space and abduct you on August 8th, that is not a good reason to miss the assignments. Does that make sense? So there are no makeups. There is no good reason to not have the course completed, have the material done by August 8th. So please, please, please don't wait till the last day to do things, because there are no good reasons to not have everything finished. Again, this is a self-paced course. You can work through the material at your own pace, submit work at your own pace, but please make sure everything's turned in before midnight, August 8th. Now, let's go through. I do need you to log in and submit a discussion board before our certification date. The certification date is a specific date that I need to certify my roster. This means that I can prove to the school that you attended and you have at least turned in something by June 17th. So please make sure to log in before June 17th and at least participate in discussion board 1, where you must introduce yourself with one post and then respond to a fellow student's post as well for full credit. So please do that before June 17th for certification. Otherwise, there are no due dates. You can work at your own pace. The last day to withdraw, I hope none of you need to withdraw, but the last day to withdraw is July 18th. So just jot that down in case something happens. Okay, let's skip through some of these other materials here so we can get to more pertinent things. Your textbook is Genetics Essentials, 5th edition by Benjamin Pierce. This book is available on the eCampus site. As long as you're part of Included, it's a book that you can access easily on the eCampus site. I'll show you just how in a minute. There's also obviously graded work. And here's a summary of the graded work. There are 2 midterm exams. That's it. There's a midterm and a final, I should say. There's a midterm exam worth 250 points, and there's a final exam worth 250 points. I'm going to show you how to access these exams in a minute. There's also chapter homeworks. There's 15 lecture chapter homework worth 10 points each. There's also lab quizzes worth 25 points each. There's 8 of them. And there's also actually, this should say 5. I'm sorry. This should say 5 discussion board assignments at 10 points each. And there's also a genetic disease presentation worth 100 points as well. All of this culminates to 1,000 total points. Okay, I'm going to show you how to access all these assignments in just a minute, but this is a summary of all the work. Notice how some of these points apply to lecture and some of these points apply to lab. To get an A, I want you to earn at least 900 of the 1,000 points to earn an A. To earn a B, I want you to earn at least 800 points. A C is 700 points. A D is 600 points, and anything less than 600 points, unfortunately, would be an F. Again, if you want to learn more about the individual graded work assignments, you can look here in the syllabus. Your lecture exams. Remember, you have only 2 lecture exams, a midterm and a final. The midterm and the final cover the lecture PowerPoint handouts. I actually have PowerPoint handouts, or actually they're PDF handouts. And then I have full-length videos where I explain these handouts as though you're a student in my face-to-face class. I have videos covering all this material on the YouTube channel. I'll show you that in just a minute. And there's also exam reviews. So there's a midterm review video and a final review video. So I give you all the videos you need so that even though it's a summer course that's asynchronous, that's online, you can still watch these videos, these full-length videos, as if you're a student of mine, as if you're in class, because you want to sit and listen and learn all the material. That's why I made all these full-length videos for you, and they can be found on the YouTube channel. I'll show you the YouTube channel in just a minute. The exams will be posted on eCampus. These are multiple choice, true-false question exams. I'll show you how to access the exams. And by the way, you do need a lockdown browser. You need to follow the instructions to download a lockdown browser for the exams. You can't just enter an exam. You need to follow the directions that I posted to download a lockdown browser. And by the way, it does not require a webcam. You do not need a webcam. You just need to download the lockdown browser to access the midterm and the final exams. I'll show you where those instructions are in a minute and how to access the exams in a little bit. There's lecture homework as well. These lecture homework are part of Macmillan Achieve. It's an online homework platform that I need you to access. I need you to register for the homework and to start the homework. I'll show you how to access the homework in a little bit. And obviously, notice how all these assignments have the same due date. Remember, it's an asynchronous course. I just need you to turn in all the assignments before August 8th, or before midnight on August 8th. We have a genetic disease presentation as well, where you're going to put together a PowerPoint presentation covering a genetic disease. Make sure for your topic, you pick a genetic disease and not a communicable disease, right? So COVID, for instance, would not be a good topic because it's a communicable disease. That would be a good topic for my microbiology course, but it would not be a good topic for my genetics course. Something like sickle cell anemia would be a genetic disease that you could choose for a disease presentation. And the guidelines are found on eCampus for the disease presentation. So I need you to put a disease presentation together on PowerPoint and then upload that talk on your eCampus shell. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. There are also virtual lab assignments where you're doing labs online. All of our labs are online as part of the Macmillan Achieve platform. Each subsequent attempt on the labs incurs a 5% point penalty. So this is what's different. I want to point something out real quick. The homework, the lecture homework, you can work through it. And as long as you don't click ask for hint or show answer, you won't lose any marks. You can work through it till you get them all right. Okay, so it's almost like practice. The lab assignments, the lab quizzes, if you have to start over and try a new attempt, then there's a 5% point penalty. Does that make sense? Lecture homework, no penalty as long as you're not asking for hints or show answer. Lab quizzes, you don't want to keep trying new attempts because each new attempt incurs a 5% point penalty. I'll show you this in just a minute as well when we hop over to eCampus. There's also 5, I know it says 4, I'm sorry. It should say 5 discussion board assignments where these discussion boards are really just there for us to interact and get to know each other. The first one, remember, I need you to complete the first one before the certification date of June 17th. I want you to do discussion board 1 before June 17th, okay? And the reason I need you to do that is because of certification date. But there's 5 discussion boards where to get full credit, you need to make a post, and to respond to a fellow student's post as well for full credit on these discussion boards. And these are an opportunity for us to learn about each other and to give each other advice. Okay. In addition, there's an extra credit art project that you can do. You could draw something that you learned about in the course, take a picture of it, and upload that picture for 10 points of extra credit during the semester. And again, attendance is not required, obviously, because it's an online course. It's a self-paced, asynchronous course. But I do need you to do one thing. Remember what that one thing was? I need you to do discussion board 1 by end of day, June 17th, so you can be certified on the roster. Other than that, remember, I just need you to work at your own pace, but have everything submitted before midnight on August 8th. And remember, there are no makeups for not having everything due by August 8th. Even, like I said, if aliens come down from outer space and abduct you, that's not a good reason for not having everything done by August 8th, okay? So please, please, please have everything submitted before midnight, August 8th. Okay. Now let's hop over to eCampus so I can orient you to those assignments. All right, now let's go through our eCampus course so you know how to get to all your activities. Remember, the main tabs you're going to want are the content, announcements, and grades. That's about it. Let's go under content here. And notice the first link here on the left is syllabus and orientation. This orientation video will appear right under the syllabus here once I'm done with it. But this is how you reach your syllabus so that you can look at all the rules, associated with the course. Underneath that, look at this. There's the textbook link. Let's click on that. This is how you get to your textbook so that you can read the chapters. Underneath that, there's a lecture materials link. And this is where you can either read a chapter. You could read chapter 1, for instance. And underneath it, here's the lecture homework for chapter 1. This is how you reach the lecture homework for chapter 1. And again, these are called adaptive quizzes with Macmillan Achieve. These are kind of like, they test your understanding. And as long as you don't click, give me a hint or show me the answer, as long as you work through these and complete these, you will get 100%. So you should not be afraid of these adaptive quizzes at all. These are your lecture homeworks. There are 15 of them, and you need to complete these to get, full credit for the lecture homework. So read the chapter, try the homework. Read the chapter, try the homework. Now remember, I said I have full-length lecture videos. Click here. Here we go. These are the full-length lecture videos. Chapter 1 video that I put together for you, chapter 2, chapter 3, all the way down to chapter 18. Okay, so you have all the different chapters so that you can do well in the course. And in each of these chapter videos, I explain all the material you need to know from beginning to end, full-length lecture videos. And when you're ready for the exams, click here for the exam review videos on the left. And notice, you have a midterm exam review and a final exam review. Let's click here on midterm exam review. And it tells you right here, midterm exam review. Let's watch this on YouTube. It hops over and it tells you right here at the top right, look at this. The midterm covers chapters 1 through 9 from your textbook. So once you have studied chapters 1 through 9 in your textbook, you're ready for the midterm exam. And then the final exam would be the remainder of the chapters. It's not a cumulative exam, okay? So when you're ready for the final, then you click on the final review video, okay? Here are where the exams are found. Here's the midterm exam. Let's click on that. Notice this is the midterm exam, but remember, can you click on the midterm exam and just take the exam, or do you need to download a lockdown browser. That's right. You need to download a lockdown browser, right? So here's how you download the lockdown browser. Do not jump straight into the midterm. Click here, lockdown browser. Click here for instructions. Look at this. These are the instructions for how to install the lockdown browser. So make sure you do that first, and then you can access the midterm exam. Does that make sense? And remember, the midterm exam, 50 multiple choice questions worth 5 points apiece. You have 120 minutes to finish the exam. Once started, the exam must be completed in one sitting. And remember, the first midterm, the midterm is covering chapters 1 through 9, whereas the final is also 120 minutes, multiple choice questions, true, false questions, and it covers the rest of the chapters 10 through 16, as well as chapter 18. Okay. And then remember, I told you there are discussion boards to participate in. Discussion board 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And these are not hard. They're just there to interact with one another and get to know about each other. Discussion board 1 is just introducing yourself. Remember, to score full points on these discussion boards, not only do you have to make a post, but you also have to respond to a fellow student's post as well. And notice what I wrote here. No one-liners, okay? No one-liners. Make sure that you introduce yourself and you respond to a fellow student, but, go into some detail. No one-liners, please. Okay, and remember, you need to do this before June 17th, okay? Or at least the first discussion board by June 17th. And then your lab portion of the course. Notice these are the lab activities here under the lab assignments tab on the left. Okay. Notice that lab 1, part 1 covers chapter 2 material. Okay. Whereas lab 2 covers chapter 3 material. Lab 3 covers chapter 4 material. So what I would recommend is that once you're finished covering the book chapter 2, then you go into the lab, the lab 1, because lab 1, it requires you to understand material from chapter 2. And then once you finish chapter 3 from the book, then you could try lab 2. See lab 2 part 1, lab 2 part 2. And remember, these lab assignments, they require you to take them seriously because each successive attempt at these labs reduces your points by 5%. So try to get these labs right the first time, right? And these are your lab work. This is your lab work right here, okay? Then remember, you need a disease presentation. A disease presentation, you can click here to upload your PowerPoint file, or you can convert it to a PDF and upload your PDF file here. Here are the rubric. Here's what you need to do for this presentation. Put together a PowerPoint presentation about a genetic disorder. Remember, it has to be a genetic disorder, a heritable genetic disorder, such as sickle cell anemia. Okay, something like that. Make sure you follow the guidelines there and upload your presentation before the due date. Okay, and then there's an extra credit art project. If you want to do an extra credit art project, let's say you want to draw something that inspired you, something you learned about, you want to draw the double-stranded DNA, or you want to draw the process of transcription or translation, you want to draw something out, and you want to submit that for extra credit, you could do that here as well, okay? And that is it. Other than that, you could check your grades, okay? You can click here and check your grades, okay? You can also go back and check announcements, any announcements that I have made each week. But other than that, that's about it. I hope this was a good introduction, orientation to the course. I welcome you to the course. Please feel free to reach out at any point if you have any questions. But for the most part, it's a self-guided, self-paced course. But again, please have everything completed before August 8th because there are no makeups after August 8th. Again, I welcome you to the course. I wish you well. Do your best, and I know you'll do just fine. And again, I'll talk to you next time.
Dr. D, Dr. D, Dr. D. Dr. D, Dr. D, Dr. D. A Dr. D, Dr. D, Dr. D. Dr. D, Dr. D, Dr. D. A Dr. D, Dr. D, Dr. D. Dr. D, Dr. D, Dr. D. A Dr. D, Dr. D,